So, a lot of people ask me about negative thoughts and what to do with them. This recurring thought, or many of them that keep coming back to you, and they're so familiar and they're so easy to be pulled out of your memory and brought back to the surface that you can't stop thinking about. And it's so interesting to think how our ego actually feeds from drama. And when there's nobody around, it feeds on our negative thoughts. To some level, it's an addiction because we don't like to let go of that part. We don't want to let that go. We like it. And especially with anger. Have you ever tried asking an angry person if they need help being in a peaceful state? I can only imagine the answer, because anger inflates your ego. Anger gives you the sense of having some sort of power. How many times you had this moment when you're like, God, why this keeps happening to me? Why can't I have it right? Why they can't have it right? Oh my God, the thing that you've done to me 10 years ago, I can't forget it. And then next thing you know, it's 3 a.m. But wait, there's another thought. What if I'm gonna lose my job? I'm gonna be homeless. That is scary. So we continue to feed our ego with these negative thoughts by rehearsing them, by making them familiar to us, by making them part of our identity. And if this has been going on for years, it is a big part of your identity, the negative mental and emotional state. And a lot of people unaware that they have it at all the time on their background. They're just looking for another reason to get angry. I call it anger that is looking for a cause. And especially right now online in social media, on social networks, there are a lot of people like that. It gives an ego another chance to expand. Oh, like she's rich. Yeah, but I know she didn't move her finger to get that. Oh, this guy is posting his another Lamborghini. I know he rented it. He's such a fake. Have you seen that? I'm sure you did. So that's the ego talking. And we have that unconscious belief that if we will complain enough, mentally or out loud, that things will change. The universe or someone is gonna come and change things around, so we're gonna be happy. And that belief being formed and shaped in early days, when we are laying in our cribs and crying like crazy because we want something, and our mommy and daddy run there because they can't take that screaming anymore and give us what we want. So we learned the correlation of unhappiness to getting things that you want in life. But some adults have never learned that that is not how it works in adulthood. Your unhappiness is not going to change anything. If anything, it's going to make things worse. So in order for you to change your way of thinking, the first step is to have at least some sense of awareness. Being aware at the moment of what is going on. What feelings are you feeling and why? And the second step is to think, are they changing anything? Is this negative thought changing anything in my life? It changes the world, it changes people around me. Is it fulfilling? Just realize the impact of that as a huge step. Being aware and note it. That breaks an addiction, because you are only addicted when you are unaware that things are happening. And since you have been rehearsing these negative thoughts, they became so familiar, they became part of you. It's so easy for your brain to bring them up, because your brain doesn't really like to work. It optimizes itself. So whenever you are in a familiar situation or similar to something that happened to you before, it just brings up the memory that you've been rehearsing for all these years. It brings up all these negative thoughts and negative expectations and, and doubts and fears, because you imprinted it within your psyche. So when you have a negative thought and you have a sense of awareness and you note what type of feeling you're feeling right now, and you note that it doesn't really benefit you, think, How can I experience this situation in a different way? How can I experience that in a way that would benefit me? This is a mastering of your mind. This is how you are in control of your emotions and thoughts other than the other way around. Because most of the time we're slaves of our thoughts, we're slaves of our emotions. It's an uncontrollable train of negativity that pulls us in. It pulls you in and it's saying, come here. It's so familiar, it's so easy. This is you. So when you don't have that awareness, then you are it. You are an addiction. You are a negative emotions and negative thoughts. Once you have a sense of awareness, once you're able to note at the moment that this is the feelings that you're feeling, you need to reframe that into something that is benefiting for you, into something that actually supports and fulfills you. And once you do it over and over and over, because it's not that easy to get rid of negative thinking, because life is not a smooth ride. These thoughts are gonna come back to you. But more you rehearse a positive alternative, more value you put into that, the easier it would be for your mind to pull the positive out of you, because that will become familiar. That will become a part of your identity. So try to master your mind. Try to note when things are happening within. Try to catch yourself being like, oh my God, yeah, I'm thinking right now. I don't feel good about this situation. Why is that? How can I feel better about it? How can I look at it from another angle that will benefit and support me? So stop being a slave of your negative thoughts and emotions. Stop laying till the middle of the night in your bed thinking about what if or what happened to you 10 years ago and you still can't let that go. Admit that some part of you actually like it. That your ego is feeding on that. But you are not your ego. You are not your negative thoughts. You can work on your mind, you can work on your thoughts, and you can choose what kind of thoughts do you want your mind to bring up and bring up easily to support you.